Hello, everybody. My name is Johnny Jetrod. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Thank you, everybody. We're going to talk about some bombshell stuff today. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that. Thank you for the applause. What a great crowd. So today we're going to talk about the destruction of free speech and what it means for you and how they are beginning to implement this even further by possibly giving you a federal crime for insulting or blaspheming the Islamic religion. But first of all, before we do that, let's go ahead and let that hard bass pulse your veins and feel that Slav power by jamming a little bit, okay? Let's just do that. We'll be right back.
Check out some of that Slavic hard bass with DJ Blackman. Gopnik. Yeah!
All right, everybody. I hope that came out pretty good for you guys. You can find DJ Blackman on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, the Google Play Store. You can purchase his entire album. He's got a lot of good music out there. He is a Russian DJ, plays some badass hard bass, and it's just out there, man. You know, got that Slavic power to it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started and talk about what we're going to talk about, which is the destruction of free speech in America. And I believe it's a globalist plan. And the reason why they're doing that is because they want to implement a system that controls the Constitution or destroys it. And the only way that they can see that they're going to be able to do that is by implementing certain restrictions on your free speech and bringing in Muslims, Islamics into our government and create a super majority with them, like I was talking about in my last podcast. But this right here, I want to talk about the traitors within our mix. The people that we already have in government that are going ahead and voting for this stuff and passing bills, or at least trying to pass a bill to destroy your free speech. Now, let's just get off into this thing, man. Anti-blasphemy laws have been a massive victory for Muslims across the world. And now followers of Islam can have people who speak out or criticize their religion thrown into prison, as many Americans scoff at the idea of our First Amendment being violated in such a way, as free speech is the basis of our Constitution. Breaking news confirms that an American traitor in the form of Senator Marco Rubio, has just gotten a bill passed through the Senate that will make speaking out against Muslims and Islam a crime. Now, Marco Rubio is in conjunction with a couple of other senators involved in this, and that's Kamala Harris, and you got Marco Rubio, and you've got let me see who else is in here with this thing right here, man. Hey, you know what? This is it's crazy because you start thinking about it, and then you realize that what they're saying in this Senate Resolution 118 is that condemning hate crime and any other form of racism, religion, or ethnic bias, discrimination, incitement to violence, or animus targeting a minority in the United States. The resolution was drafted by a Muslim organization, Gauge USA. That's EMGAGE Gauge USA. Gauge USA, formerly Emerge USA, and the and then the Muslim Public Affairs Council was also involved in this. Now, you've got Senator Dianne Feinstein, Senator Susan Collins, and Senator Kamala Harris joined with Senator Marco Rubio, and they have achieved the approval of Senate Resolution 118, that's the one I'm talking about, an anti-hate crimes bill drafted by Emerge USA, Muslim organization. It is days like this that Americans are reminded of this country's founding principles: opportunity, freedom, and justice. That's what Marco Rubio said. Now, okay, I agree with that. But it is not equal opportunity, and it is not freedom, and it is not justice if I don't have the right to free speech, to speak out against Islam, when there is already a law on the books drafted in 1952 that bans the implementation of Sharia law, which is the founding principle of Islam. So I have every freedom of speech right guaranteed to me under the Constitution to speak out against this. This is a grievous act of injustice against the American people, drafting this Senate Resolution 118. So how bad has Marco Rubio screwed over the American people? This is exactly what the Senate has just passed. Federal law enforcement officials working with the state and local officials to expeditiously investigate all credible reports of hate crimes and incidences and threats against minorities in the United States, and to hold the perpetrators of those crimes, incidents, and threats accountable and bring the perpetrators to justice. Encourages the Department of Justice and other federal agencies to work to improve the reporting of hate crimes, and encourages the development of an interagency task force led by the Attorney General to collaborate on the development of effective strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime in order to protect minority communities. Okay, that sounds all good and well. It really does. But what it is doing is giving the opportunity for the federal government to develop an interagency task force, a new task force, to report on hate crimes, much like they have in Europe. I've got some friends on Twitter that are in France, and a couple of them have been locked up for speaking out against Islam. They've got laws in place against that. It's okay to speak out against Christians. It's okay to speak out against atheists, but it is not okay to speak out against Islam. This is a grievous act of injustice against the American people, and they're going to play the victim. And you know what? They're going to say, well, anybody against this is just a racist. I'm sorry, that ain't true. Islam is not a race. Since when did a religious ideology become a race? Answer that question. I just want to let you guys know what's happening, man. You know, this world is getting worse and worse. A lot of stuff is coming down the pike. But I wanted to tie together these certain things today so that we can get this information out there, because we've had enough treason inflicted on the country other than the tyrannical rule of Barack Hussein Obama, who was nothing more than a domestic terrorist who worked tirelessly to further the mission of the radical Muslims across the world and throughout America. So now it appears that Marco Rubio has just picked up the torch of treason, and Kamala Harris and these other senators involved with this, And I'm definitely against this. I really am, man. This sounds bad. It sounds real bad, people. You're going to start seeing people getting locked up. You're going to start seeing, it's crazy, man. Although Senate Resolution 118 was passed earlier this year, we still have time to defeat the House version of this anti-blasphemy law. It now sits in Congress as Resolution 257, okay, with the similar verbiage. It's very similar, all right? House Resolution 257 right now in the House. So if you guys want to look that up, you can look that up. But in the meantime, I think everybody needs to go ahead and if you are against this, talk to Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Dianne Feinstein, Senator Susan Collins, and Senator Kamala Harris. All these people were in conjunction together to get this Senate Resolution 118 passed, and now it's already in the House. Okay? So there it is. That's the information. They're trying to destroy your free speech, and now it's House Resolution, Congress Resolution 257 right now over there, and they are going to try to destroy your free speech, lock you up, give you a federal criminal record for doing that. I wonder what you guys think about that. I'm trying to piece the puzzle together for you guys. They're trying to destroy this country. They really are. You understand what I'm saying? And Kamala Harris is a big perpetrator of this stuff too. Her and Marco Rubio are probably the two worst people that I can find right now against American freedoms. Especially since there's a law on the books that states Sharia law is not allowed in this country. It's banned. People want to deny that though. It's in there. You can look it up, man. Look it up. 1952. So I should have every constitutional freedom afforded to me by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights to speak out against something that is totally against the democracy and free country guaranteed to me under the Constitution. Let's see what you guys have to say about that. I hope you enjoyed this little podcast, this little rant and raving from old Johnny Jetrod. I hope you enjoyed the music in the intro. We're going to put all the information to it and give credit to it down in the description below. Look for my Patreon and PayPal accounts in the description below. Go ahead and make a donation. And make sure you come back and tune in for the next episode with Johnny Jetrod. We've got some powerful, powerful information that we're going to continue to spread out. Thank you, America. Thank you for tuning in.